So I think we should do the rosés first, obviously.
All right. Yeah, excellent.
I have 2 French, a Spanish, and I know because you guys like Wagner.
Oh, okay.
We love Wagner.
It's the first vintage of their rosé. This is the first time they ever did a rosé.
Cool. So we're tasting rosés today. It's beginning of April, and rosé season is upon us. Rosés have been very popular here at Aroma Thyme for the last 4 years, right, Jamie?
About 4 years, yes.
7, 8, 9 years ago, we couldn't even sell a case of rosé all year. And these are dry rosés. It's not like white Zinfandel. It's not like a sweet blush rosé. These are high quality, dry, varietal characteristics, varietal rosés. What do we have? So we have New York today. We have French.
2 French.
2
one
French.
Provence, and one is just an IGP.
Excellent. And then a Spanish one.
Yes.
Yeah, that one looks really fun, that label.
Garnacha.
Nice.
100%.
All right, so what are we doing first?
I think we should start off with the French, then
Okay.
maybe the Cab Franc, and then the...
This would be the Cab, no, that's the Pinot Noir.
that's Pinot Noir. This is Grenache, Syrah, and Sel.
Okay.
Côtes de Provence.
So this one first then?
Yeah.
Got one here. So a lot of things people don't understand. One of the things people don't understand about rosé is these are red grapes, and what makes them not red is the amount of skin contact. So for example, here's Pinot Noir, and Pinot Noir is one of the popular grapes that makes champagne. Of course, champagne being white. So the less skin contact you have, the whiter the wine is. The more skin contact, the darker the wine. So a white grape and a red grape have really no correlation with the color of what the wine's going to be. That's not the only indicator of what the color of the wine will be. So just a little information about that, because people think that, oh, red grapes, red wine, white grapes, white wine. Of course, white grapes always make white wine, but red grapes can make white wine as well.
So you've carried other past vintages of this
We've
rosé.
carried almost, 3 vintages, 3 years of this?
I think so, yes.
We go through about 10 cases of the Amy every summer. And it's been our classic rosé here.
Dry. Bone dry.
I love this rosé.
Oh. Very versatile for food pairing. Rosé goes with everything.
I like drinking rosé even in the wintertime because it's a lighter version of a red wine. It's got almost just as, it's got enough body to it for me, but it's light enough to, you know, one of the problems with white wine, we were talking to Kevin here last night at the end, sometimes white wines are so easy for me to drink, it's like the bottle's gone. It's just like you drink, and red wine you typically don't drink that fast. So this has characteristics of both a white and a red that I just happen to gravitate towards.
And especially there are some more even full-bodied rosés, like Tempranillo-based rosés, that go perfect in the winter, especially for Thanksgiving.
I mean, this starts out nice and dry. Starts out nice and dry, and then all of a sudden it fills you in with a little bit of fruits.
It's pretty juicy.
Yeah.
I get a lot of strawberry.
Strawberry, definitely. Strawberry, cherry, maybe? What do you taste, Jamie?
I get a little strawberry.
It's a little floral too, which is nice.
A little citrus in there too.
Yep, excellent. So we know that one's a winner. 3 vintages in a row, or 4 vintages in a row. The Amy from Provence. This is the 2015. Super important on rosés. Most rosés are meant to be drunk young, so try to consume something that is of a newer vintage. Rosé is not something that you're going to want to age. If you want to experiment and age one, then go for it. But don't sock away rosé and think that you're going to have some spectacular wine in 5 or 10 years. The Pinot Noir next?
Yes, let's do the Pinot Noir. So this is another French rosé, but it's an IGP, AVA, or...
It really has no specific...
Yeah.
There's no specific designation, as in the first one was from Provence. They're pulling the grapes from maybe several different areas on this one. We're not 100% sure.
It is 100%. It's Pinot Noir from all different areas, basically.
Doesn't make it a bad wine. It's just they're just identifying where it's from. That's all.
People say the vin de paix.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely not as dry.
No, a little fruitier.
Definitely, without a doubt. And you know it's Pinot Noir.
Very light.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much body as
No.
the first one. I don't know if I really like the finish on this as much as the first one. But it's still easy drinking. It's still dry.
Right, it still is dry. So when we say juicy or we use that kind of term, doesn't mean juicy like white Zinfandel juicy.
It's the fruit.
It's okay.
It's a little bit more watery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you had it by itself, it would probably be good. We just tasted a really good one first.
We tasted it. We tasted one of our favorite ones first.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this at all.
It's a great introductory rosé.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's a good point.
That's a good point, yes.
If somebody's switching into rosés and they're drinking sweeter wines and they want to try something without going into a red wine, I think rosés are a great wine to go to first anyway. If you're a white wine drinker and you want to start experimenting with red, definitely jump into a rosé.
I think we should do. See, this one is probably going to be. This one might be not sweetest, but more fruity than all of them.
Okay.
So I think we should do this one last because
Sure.
sometimes too much fruit messes with your palate.
Yes, and that's a good
And this is
Grenache.
100% Cab Franc.
Yes. Now, Cab Franc, this is from Wagner. Wagner's up in the Finger Lakes in New York. Cab Franc grows really fantastic in New York. It's everywhere from Long Island all the way up to the Finger Lakes. Cab Franc is a fantastic grape.
And this is the first vintage that Wagner ever did of a rosé. Wagner's located on Seneca Lake.
Seneca. They have a brewery up there too. They make some good beer. So one of the indicative characteristics of Cab Franc is the green peppers, the bell peppers that comes out in the red version. I like this.
It's really nice.
I really like this.
It's dry. Good fruit, good acidity.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's very well balanced.
Yeah.
It's very, very well balanced. Yep, one more reason to love Cab Franc. Wagner, Rosé of Cab Franc. It's their first Cab Franc Rosé. They make plenty of Cab Franc, as do a lot of other New York wineries. I think if you're a New York winery and you're not making Cab Franc, you're missing the boat on a red varietal that grows very well in New York. Now keep in mind that it's nothing like a Cab Franc from California, and it's nothing like a Cab Franc from Europe. Cab Francs in just like every grape in every region, you have to appreciate the grape for that region, or that region for what it produces on the grape. So don't jump into a New York Pinot Noir and all of a sudden think you're expecting a Sonoma Pinot Noir, because that's not going to happen. Good. Now this last one,
I love the bottle.
I love the bottle too. What is this one called?
On a Ribera.
On a
It's a
Ribera.
Garnacha rosé.
Really cool label. Fun label, very fun label.
Makes you want to dance.
It does. Makes you want to dance salsa on a
Salsa.
hot summer night.
Which is probably what they're looking for from Spain.
So to be honest with you, if I saw all these 4 bottles on a shelf and somebody said pick one, I would have picked this. I really would have picked this because of the label. And marketing, as we all know, is more than half the battle. Now, as long as they have a good product in here, you're going to keep coming back. Or as long as you like the product.
I'm sorry, this is not Garnacha. It's Tempranillo and Syrah.
Tempranillo and Syrah,
Yes,
okay.
actually, I just remembered. They do make a Garnacha one. But this one is a blend.
This, I think, is really much more like, I mean, Tempranillo, it makes sense. It's really rounded, it's velvety.
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah.
It's very heavy.
This would be a great winter rosé. That's what I'm talking about. But it is a fun wine to drink still in the summer.
I would drink this in the summer,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But it's also could go into the fall and winter.
Yeah. I really like the roundness of it. You get a Tempranillo and you start drinking a Tempranillo, and it's a denser wine
you can tell.
that's not full bodied. It's not a big bodied wine. It's a really rounded, medium bodied, full medium bodied wine. I think this is right on with Tempranillo.
The viscosity is completely different
Yes.
Heavier.
than
It's heavier, thicker.
French.
Yes,
Provence.
absolutely.
It's not as delicate, actually, than the other three that we tasted.
And
It's a
it's-
little bit
Not as dry as the first one.
right.
It almost has a hint of, not sweetness, but good fruit on the back palate.
I like it. I really like it. So great, this was a great showing of rosés. So experiment with rosés. They're fun wines. They're fun summer wines and winter wines. And what kind of foods go with rosé? I mean, really, everything goes. Everything
Everything.
goes with rosé. That's the nice
Great
thing.
day for rosé.
Seafood. Ham would go good with this.
Ham would go great with that.
Seafood would go great with the Provence.
Shellfish,
Yes.
cheese. I mean, rosés are so versatile that I wish more people would appreciate rosé. And I mean, obviously, more and more people are appreciating rosé.
It's becoming more and more popular every
It's
year.
something very, yeah. It's a huge segment. It's like cider. I mean, cider's just taken off. I think rosés are on that point where they're on the huge upswing. And yeah, rosés. So you can really
Rosé
have
all day.
rosé all day. .com.
It's a great day for rosé all
I
day.
love rosé.
You want to just hit pause and then we'll
That was
just so
fun.
it's